you will work as bakers.
Bread bakeries start at like 3 in the morning, so you might have to get up pretty early.
I feel like I'm the slowest baker in the world.
So we put the sugar in your mouth?
Literally, he went outside and tried to rope in people to bring him in.
Fika!
I just want to tell my grandpa we're home. We made it home.
Jag lunchar aldrig mer än max en timme. Min kafferast är klar på en kvart.
The end is definitely getting closer, and last week we had the competition, and me and Mott's were the final two, and I was kind of close to going out, but I didn't. Bad luck got him. It seems like every competition I'm in, I'm kind of close to going out, and then I just keep hanging in there. I hope he forgives me.
I'm really getting antsy. This journey is coming to a close, and I still know almost nothing about my family. We have a coffer waiting, and of course, I'm hoping that we're gonna open it and see a chest. Fingers are crossed. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's my kind of coffer.
Yeah.
There was so much fika stuff, and I think we were all excited and see all of these yummy goodies and Swedish coffee. Yes.
I saw no chest, and I just kind of, yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm really wanting to know about my family.
Dear Americans, you have now reached the city of Alingsås. During the 18th century, Jonas Alstromer started a new industry here, textile manufacturing, which made a lot of women leave their households and start to work in this new industry. Because of the workload, there was less time to bake bread in the homes, and being a baker became a profession. Bakeries and coffee shops were popping up everywhere in Alingsås. Still today, it's called Bagergestraden, the city of bakeries, and Fikastaden, the city of fika.
Nothing makes me happier than fika, and now I get to be in Fika Town, so I'm just in heaven. I really love it. I'm so excited.
And don't be out too late, because tomorrow you will work as bakers.
Yes.
Oh,
So it will be an early rise and shine. Jen, Robert, and Christina, you will bake bread. Melissa, Dude, and Katie, you will bake the cookies and the sweet stuff.
I cook for a living, but I went to culinary school for baking and pastries, so that's where my heart lies. I told them, I said, just so you know, bread bakeries start at like 3 in the morning, so you might have to get up pretty early. That's the time I had to be up at my bakery. Sucks.
One more thing, Robert. Alingsås is only 50 kilometers from Gothenburg, Sweden's second biggest city. The year 1639, when your forefather left for America, it was barely founded and not so much more than a harbor. Just outside the city, there's a mountain called Ramberget, and it's believed that Peter Gunnarsson took his name Rambo from that mountain. You will get to visit Ramberget, climb it, and see the same view as your forefathers saw almost 400 years ago.
Lugnt. I'm very happy. I'm even hoping I see some ravens, you know, because ravens are what our name means. It means Ravens Hill, and I'm just loving it. I just can't wait to go.
Don't forget to take a lot of kaffepauser, coffee breaks. That's very important if you are a Swede. Anders.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
should we? This is kind of like more than our weight in food. The coffer was like, it was like diabetes in a chest, you know?
Those are vacuum cleaners.
What do you
Yes.
mean?
That's what they're called. When we did the soccer game and everything, and we were in the concession stand,
Yeah.
we were taught
Really?
those are named vacuum cleaners.
It's kind of weird to name a pastry vacuum cleaner. It's just weird names, yeah.
Skål! Bra fika.
I'm a little nervous about how early we're gonna have to wake up tomorrow, but I'm really excited to bake bread tomorrow in the bakery and see how that goes.
Karl XII kommer hem från Turkiet 1715 så skyndar sig Jonas Alströmer hem från England där han har varit och studerat den engelska industrialismens framväxt. Det är lite grann som att gammalt och nytt kommer hem till Sverige 1715. Karl XII kommer hem och kör det gamla stormaktsväldet i botten. Jonas Alströmer kommer hem och startar igång den svenska industrialiseringen. Han håller på med allt. Han lockar hit yrkeskunnig arbetskraft från utlandet och får fatt på järnförädling, på väverier, på garverier, på sockerraffineringsverk. Han är den svenska slöjdernas fader. Han får in potatis någonstans där i mitten. Det är mycket att hålla reda på. Och det är det också för amerikanerna i dagens tävling.
It's stressful knowing that there's a challenge around the corner, so I'm just trying to stay calm, enjoy my time, stay in the present moment, and take everything as it comes.
In some ways, I don't like the team challenges because if you lose, then you have to turn around and compete with the people who are your teammates, and it's just an awful, awful feeling.
Hi. This is Gustav Adolf pastry. In Sweden, we have a strange habit of ignoring our king's victories. Instead, we remember when and how they were shot. You'll have to look a long, long time before you find anyone who could mention any of Gustav II Adolf's victories. Breitenfeld, 1631, doesn't ring a bell. Instead, we celebrate the day he was shot, 6th of November, 1632, in Lützen. And we celebrate that day by eating a Gustav Adolf pastry. But even that is half-hearted, because there's no standard for what it should look like, what it should contain, what it should taste like. The only thing is, it usually has his silhouette in chocolate or marzipan. In the same spirit, it doesn't matter who wins today. It's all about who doesn't. The losing team will have to meet again in an individual challenge to decide who will be the next to leave Allt för Sverige. Good luck! I Fika-memory gäller att memorera föremål med fika-anknytning. När man känner sig säker drar man i spaken och döljer då föremålen för sin mottävlande. Därefter ska man så snabbt som möjligt placera objekten i rätt ordning. När den första tävlande passerar mållinjen stannar tävlingen. Om den tävlande har alla rätt så vinner hen poängen. Är det fel så går chansen över till den andra. Lagmedlemmarna tävlar individuellt i dueller och det lag som först samlar ihop till 5 poäng vinner.
Memorizing six things, right? Six quick, rapid, pull it, go back.
Don't worry about the name, don't worry about, just match the visual. So if a color attracts you, remember that color, stick that color in your brain in that spot.
But if you don't have it, don't pull the trigger.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like I have to stay. I honestly feel like I can't see it any other way. I have more I need to learn. I'm not done here.
Well, guys,
I feel like we got this. I feel good about this.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
So let's talk order. Christina, you feel really strong about memory.
Pretty strong about this.
I do too. Rob, you sound not as
the best,
confident.
yeah.
Okay, so since we do
us two
5,
first.
yeah, why don't Christina, you start?
Okay.
I'll go second. Rob, you'll go third, and then it'll go back to Christina, and then me, and then, you know, if it needs to go around again, it will.
I think this challenge plays to my strengths and Jen's strengths, and I think Rob said it's not quite his strengths, but I think he's got it, so I think we'll be good.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Yep.
First 2 out, Christina, Katie, welcome. Are you ready?
Strategy is to convert what I see in front of me to words like a pot or cup or something like that. Memorize all the words in a line and then put them out in front of me and run over the line fast as I can.
Fuck me, you're fast.
Okay. Both teams are right. But yellow, you cross the line first. So, 1 point for yellow team. And we change contestants. Jen, Melissa, please.
Hey, babe.
I feel very pressured on this challenge personally. I've talked about and thought a lot about Chris and what he did for me to be here still. And when he left, he said, you know, this is for you to get your day and to learn about your family, and that hasn't come. And if I have to go home without it, I'm gonna feel like a double sense of, whoa, I really screwed that up for him and for me and for my family.
Are you ready?
Shit. I screwed up.
It's hard.
I laughed too much.
Okay, yellow team, cross the line first.
You got it.
And it's correct.
Good job, Jen. Oh, buddy. Yeah.
2 points for yellow. Still waiting for the first for blue. Are you ready?
I'm not too sure about this competition. I'm gonna do the best I can. Try to memorize. I got a little strategy in my head, but I'm just gonna do the best I can.
That was crazy.
I know, I was like, that was so calm.
I was just trying to, you know, picture it and go.
Okay.
I think when you're...
Yellow team, you cross the line first. But it's not correct. Blue team. Sorry, no. So, please, continue.
My memory sucks. Short answer.
Okay, new chance. Ready?
Come on, Rob.
I had no idea.
Good job.
First, but
Yeah.
Okay. This time you got it right, both teams.
Just happy about that.
The yellow team was first to cross the line. So congratulations. 3 points to yellow team. Blue still waiting for its first.
That was a good race.
Yeah.
Horse race, good horse race.
good job, Rob. Good job.
Good
Good job,
Thanks,
both
Gail.
of you guys.
Thanks.
It's okay.
It's hard for men with hats.
If it's slowing you down, take it off.
Are you ready?
Go, go, go! Woo, woo!
Yellow team, congratulations. 4 points, yellow team. Blue team, you crossed the line first, and it's correct.
Yay. Good job, buddy.
Good job. Finally. Good job. We're still in it. We're still in it.
So, it's 4 points for yellow team, 1 for the blue. Yellow team, 1 more point, and you win this game. Are you ready?
Hardest part is when you're standing on the board, you memorize everything. But then when you get back to the table, your mind goes blank.
Got it, dude. Got it, dude.
Quick, quick, quick. Come on, Rob. Quick, 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 quick. Run, quick.
Okay, Rob, you have to take down your cinnamon bun again. Put that in place after Dude crossed the blue line. And when Dude crossed the blue line, you had to put everything in order. So that's 1 point for blue team. Christina, Katie?
I
wouldn't say I'm very nervous right now. I'm just ready to go and do my best and hopefully succeed.
God, she's fast. Christina's fast as shit. She's
Photographic memory.
Yeah.
Okay, yellow team, you cross the line first. And everything is correct.
Wow,
So that's
Christina.
5 points. Congratulations,
really
yellow
good.
team.
Smoking.
How did she even
That
do
was
that?
amazing.
She's a freak, ain't she?
You and I need to form a team and do this.
Christina has some kind of crazy photographic memory or something, and it was shocking how quickly she cinched the final point. There was no way any of us could have beat her.
That was so awesome.
Knowing I have to compete against Dude and Missy just like tugs at my heart. But at the same time, we all signed up for the same thing and we knew what was coming, so I can't let it get the best of me. Let's just go into the next one. It's fine.
All right.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, guys, 5 a.m.
Got up at 4.
Yeah.
5 now.
This isn't, I'm not minding it. It's so light outside, it doesn't really feel like it's super early. When we got out of the hotel, it felt like a lot later in the morning because the sun was up and shining bright, so I wasn't feeling that tired.
Ready to bake, Rob?
I'm ready to be up at this time of day. Baking, I don't know about. We'll see. I'm afraid of baking. I have a fear of baking, whatever that's called. All I can ever do is cornbread.
Hello, I'm Christina.
When we woke up at 4 in the morning and left for the bakery, I was just so tired. But as soon as we got into the bakery, I actually forgot about waking up that early.
Welcome. Here we have a recipe.
Okay.
So this is fransk bröd. Fransk bröd.
All right. Sounds good.
And now we have to, you can see here, 250 winkel sikt. It's this.
In here?
Yes.
Okay.
Little, you look here, Mike.
Oh, I see.
So 250.
How much?
750.
750.
750.
The communication with Lasse was lots of fun because he talked half in English and half in Swedish.
Surdig sourdough.
Sour bread.
Sour.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
3,000.
But Lasse would overcome the language barriers with pointing and gesturing and just looking. And he was able to get the meaning across by looking and telepathy.
Let's go to work, guys.
Okay. Oh, bakery open. We're late. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. We're recording for work.
Hey.
Oh, it smells delicious already.
My earlier experiences of baking is just, I did a lot of breads, cake decorating, some sugar work, some chocolate work. So this is a whole new ball game for me, and I just can't wait to see what we're gonna do.
What was your name? Ida. Ida.
Yes. We're gonna bake some cookies. And then you're gonna sell them.
Oh, wow.
Today I am making chocolate brood, which is a chocolate bread cookie, I think.
Brisel keks or Brisel checks, as they say here locally. It looks like a very simple cookie.
Dude, I need some flour
I
behind
got
you.
sugar for you.
I need
You
flour.
want no sugar?
No, I want
But I got sugar.
So,
All right.
Dude is like the sous chef for me and Missy. He just kind of goes back and forth, and we tell him what to do, and he does it. So I think he does that role very well. He must be used to that, I think.
Wow, this is a giant thing of butter. I feel like I'm the slowest baker in the world. My role today is helping the girls. Measure this, measure that. The cleanup man. I'm definitely used to cleaning up after women. I got 3 at home, so yeah, I'm good at it. Well trained.
Perfect. Oh, right on the money.
See, that's how I roll.
It's really hot in the kitchen, but that's a typical kitchen for you. They have a lot more space than in a typical American bakery. Usually you just have like this much room to work in, and it's so great in there. It smells so good, and everyone's really nice and helpful.
Growing up, my dad was not around, so I grew up with my grandparents and my mom, but my mom was working a lot to try to take care of me, so I really relied on my grandparents as like parental figures. My grandpa has passed, but my grandma is still here.
How do you know when you fall in love with somebody? You just know him. He was just a nice guy.
And you were married for 47 years?
47 years. We'd probably still be married too if he was alive.
My grandpa was definitely my father figure because I just felt safe with him. He was like my world, my buddy, my best friend, and I have him tattooed on me, so he's just always here. And I always have that, so.
Well, I'm hoping we can learn about his history and his family because we don't know too much about it. He wasn't very talkative about it.
No, he wasn't.
Are you excited to learn about it?
Yeah, I think genealogy is one of the best things there is to do.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's too bad your grandpa's not alive to see all this.
I know.
He would really have enjoyed it.
My Swedish side is important to me now. I can honestly say in the past I never thought about it because I didn't know that it was a part of me. But now that I've discovered it, I am thirsting for more knowledge. I want to know. It's going to bring me closer to him, even if it's in spirit.
Are you going to miss me?
I'm going to miss you the most when I'm gone.
Are you?
Yeah. I hate going a day without you.
I love you so much.
I love you too. I think that this experience is the single most important thing I've ever done in my life. And I don't think anything will ever top it. Because it's not just for me. I mean, it is for me, but it's for my family. It's so important to all of us. Because none of us know anything. And now I'm going to know, and I'm going to be able to share that with them. And it's just going to be a life changer for all of us, I think. Dear Katie, your story begins on September 17th, 1791, with the birth of Anna Kaja in Hylela village, Ukna parish, Småland. Anna Kaja began working as a servant at a young age. At 26, she met Nils, a man who completely changed her life. Whether a longer affair or just one hot, passionate night, the result remains clear. Nils left Anna Kaja pregnant and alone. Without a responsible man to marry her, Anna Kaja was tossed to the wind. Even unmarried sex was a crime in those days, punishable by fine. Unmarried pregnancy was a major sin. Anna Kaja had to confess her crime and repent before the church. Her illegitimate child was born January 29th, 1818, a boy named Anders Peter. Forced to find work just to feed him, Anna Kaja sought work in the most hostile of climates, at a time when girls like her were ostracized, written off as a whore with her son, the bitch's bastard. It's a great nickname to have. The stress must have killed her. She lived until New Year's Day, 1825, just 33 years old. I can't even wrap my head around that. It was so intense back then. From like nowadays, women can have kids unmarried. It's not a huge deal. But to be like ostracized to the point where you're so stressed out and you die at 33 years old, that's horrible. 6-year-old Anders Peter was passed into foster care, penniless and vulnerable. He'd inherited nothing from his mother, and illegitimate children like him were prohibited by law from any claim against their father's estate. At 18, Anders Peter was officially reprimanded for insubordination, but he may have just been acting like a normal teenager, talking back to his foster parents. Definitely have that. Whatever happened, he moved out on his own soon after that. He took farm work and noticed a lovely farm girl named Lotta, Nils' daughter. She was pregnant before too long. History was repeating itself. The unmarried Lotta now faced the same unwed and pregnant walk of shame which eventually killed Anna Kaja. But thankfully, Anders Peter wasn't about to let the stress and shame hurt Lotta as it had hurt his own mother. On July 15th, 1841, she gave birth to a son, Nils Peter. Anders Peter was conscripted into the 2nd Life Grenadier Regiment. He and Lotta married and moved into their soldier's cottage, where they had another son and seemed to live a happy life. But the old impulsiveness of a childhood in pain reared its head again. When a wealthy baron in a neighboring parish is robbed of some valuables, the ensuing investigation leads to Anders Peter, who quickly confesses. And this letter in here is his confession. So it's very detailed, and I want to figure out how to read it, get a copy of it. But that's his confession to the court. Anders Peter could not pay the hefty fine, so he's thrown into jail for 28 days, but there would be a heavier price to pay. Horrifically, Anders Peters is dishonorably discharged from the military, and his family loses the house. Somehow they carry on, but life becomes tougher and more complicated with each of the 7 kids born after that. Their oldest son, Nils Peter, starts working at just 10 years old. At 14, he's pushed to move out on his own. The family's stress might be the reason for a familiar restlessness in young Nils Peter. At 20, he's found guilty of larceny plus an old charge of striking a woman. Hitting a woman? That's gross. He faces a familiar choice: pay fines for both crimes or do 7 days' time on bread and water, followed by 6 months of hard labor. Without means to pay, he serves his time, first at Kalmar Castle, then Karlskrona. He is freed in 1862. What surprised me most was the amount of crime. I was not expecting the amount of crime. I wasn't expecting the amount of trauma that they all endured. It's something you don't expect to hear about your ancestors doing. Nils Peter returns home to Ukna a determined man. He returns to the farm where he used to work and marries Christina Anders' daughter. They move into Charlottenburg, the cottage Christina had grown up in. It's red. That's so cool. They have 2 children, a girl named Anna Matilda and a boy named Carl Ferdinand. Your more fars far far. When he got out of jail, he came here and was good the rest of the time. So this is the good house. The best part about seeing the house was just seeing it. The surroundings around it, you're just like, this can't be real. Like, this cannot be real, and it's all real. It's very real. So it just gets, whew, like, it feels old. You can just like feel the history. Whew, I got chills. Touching the house was, you get so much energy and love off of it. And I know that sounds silly because it's wood or whatever, but that's where my family started. Without that house, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't be on this adventure, and I wouldn't be able to experience any of this. So being able to just touch that, you just like fill up with so many emotions, and it just like pours out of you, and it's just like indescribable. That is so cool. And then my grandpa gets to be here too. I have my grandpa's ring around my neck, and my grandma's wedding ring, and these are the rings they wore when they got married. It's just kind of like a good luck charm almost. Just makes me feel comfort and safe. Just like, you know, I don't really know how to explain how it makes you feel, but just having them together and they're both experiencing this is so cool. I like being here. It's peaceful. Because this is the good spot, the good place. After reading about all the horrible things that we had done and been through, I could see how coming here reformed the family and Nils. It grants you like a new outlook and new possibilities. And it's definitely, I could see why he decided to go down the right path after all that. In 1873, Christina becomes just one more mom left alone by her man, but not an ignoble man. Nils Peter was different. He had loved and honored Christina until the day a cerebral hemorrhage killed him. And Christina, his widow, carries on admirably. Carl Ferdinand moves out in 1885, well-equipped for life after his parents' example. On May 25, 1888,